Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Erin, for those of you that don't know me. And in today's practice, we are going to be doing a yin at the wall practice. So some of the props that we may need are a cushion or two and a pillow or blanket. So maybe having those close by to us so that they're in arm's reach when we're in our practice. And also, we'll need a wall. Okay, so to get started, we can use a cushion or two to sit on, and we're gonna back ourselves up towards the wall just as much as comfortable. So in the practice with the wall, really taking our time within each pose to see how close or far we are from the wall to make it comfortable for our bodies. So let's see if for the seated portion here, so which is going to be the beginning of our practice, so you can adjust, get nice and tall, roll the shoulders back and down. And we're just going to allow the body to adjust, and we're just going to take a few breaths here. So get nice and long. Nice even flow of breath. And really lengthening the spine here. So thinking about the tailbone reaching down towards the earth, the top of the head reaching towards the sky, shoulders back and down, and maybe even getting this feeling of opening up through the heart. Allowing our bodies to settle into this moment, this time, this space. Just two more breaths here. So we are going to slowly start to side stretch our body. So with being seated by the wall, we're really thinking about lengthening the spine and just drawing our body back just as close to the wall as comfortable. So when you're ready, we're just going to ground down with our left hand and then inhale up and over with the right side. Stretch over here. Really thinking our seat bones are nice and even. We may find that we want to lean over to the left, but really find this anchoring, grounding energy with both seat bones. And don't worry for the arm here, you can always draw, further forward if very comfortable, maybe more towards the wall here. Or maybe the arm is just crossing over. So seeing what feels most comfortable for the shoulder. And even noting the back of the head. Does the back of the head want to kind of draw away from the wall? Or does it feel comfortable to draw towards the wall? So adjusting, finding your place. Good, two more breaths here. And then nice and slowly back to center, getting nice and tall, shoulders nice and even. Take a nice deep breath. And then nice and slowly up and over with the opposite arm. Good. Remembering the back of the head, lengthening the spine and the seat bones nice and even here. Allow the jaw to relax, the thighs to soften. Two more breaths. And then nice and slowly back to center. Reset breath, long, long spine. Hello, shoulders. Now when you're ready, let's inhale up with the arms. And then we're going to exhale them down, bending the elbows. So in like a cactus arm. And then we're going to extend, inhale up. And then exhale down. We're going to do this a few times. And just seeing for the back of the head, the back of the arms and hands, how far we go towards the wall that's comfortable for us. Good. Keeping that length of the spine. Good. 2 more times. Wonderful. Hand release. Allowing the hands to ground, to soften. Allowing them to completely relax here. Excellent. So we're just going to slightly scooch forward a little bit here, depending on how close we are to the wall. And we're just going to start to make circles with the upper body here. With this pose, I tend to want to draw the feet a little further away, just making it a little bit more balanced. So inhaling forward, exhale, rounding back. And opposite direction. Kind of like a moving cat and cow. That pose. And then back to center, stacking shoulders over top of the hips. Taking a nice deep breath. Lovely. Now we're going to slowly start to make our way so that we have our legs up the wall. Now, before we do that, we'll maybe draw any of our props that we might use close by. So maybe our cushions, our pillow, our blanket just out to the side. Now, to draw our legs up the wall, we can just move to our side, scooch the wall just as comfortable as possible, and don't worry about it being graceful. No worries here. It'll slowly come to recline down and then draw the legs up. So any which way, being gentle for your wall as well. Okay. Now, what we'll do here is taking a moment to adjust how far our seat bone is to the wall. Now, if the backs of the legs are very tight, sometimes having the seat bones further away from the wall can be more comfortable for you. So taking a moment to adjust, it should be relaxing having the legs up the wall. We'll have our feet hip width apart, and this is where we can have a blanket, a folded nice and even blanket underneath the hips, or even a pillow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to opt for the pillow option. You can lift the hips up and place the pillow down. Now also here you can always have a pillow underneath the head if you find that the head is wanting to kind of tilt back and it's not comfortable for you. Or also if you're feeling a little bit lightheaded, adding a pillow underneath the head. So here with extended legs, we can put our arms out into a T, palms up. And this is an excellent pose to just really allow the body to soften, to relax. So especially if we've been on our feet all day perhaps, or even sitting. This helps with the lymphatic drainage here, and it also gives our heart a little break by helping to draw the blood back towards the heart. Allow our bodies to settle down into this pose. Finding our breath. Allowing the hips to soften. Just a few more breaths here. And then nice and slowly, we're just going to start to bend the knees and ground our feet. And you can always adjust how much of a bend we have in our knees. So from here, I take my feet maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart and a sway from side to side with the knees. Maybe even a little movement for the wrists, for the fingers here. And then back to center. We're just going to come into our yogi squat. Now we're just going to draw the feet down, maybe turning the feet out and drawing the feet down. So just as much as comfortable. So maybe the heels are towards the seat bones a little bit more, or maybe the feet are out further away from the seat bones, or maybe the feet are a little bit further together. So really finding which place in the pose feels best for you. So here, maybe getting a little stretch on the inner thigh. If comfortable, maybe really grounding the feet onto the ground, kind of like a very gentle suction cup for the feet on the wall. So you can either support the thighs with the hands, grounding the elbows down, or maybe putting the arms out into a Y, allowing the shoulders to relax down. Nice even flow of breath. Very relaxed jaw here. And just a few more breaths. Two last breaths here. And slowly release the arms along our sides. Can slowly start to heel toe our feet together and a sway from side to side here once again, or hugging the knees in towards the chest. Maybe a rock from side to side. Maybe a little opening and closing of the toes. And coming back to center, we're going to extend both legs out, and we're just going to come into a wide-legged recline. here. So maybe a little flex in the foot. And once again, really thinking from pose to pose, adjusting maybe the seat bones to the wall. There'll be certain poses where you'll feel more comfortable with the seat bones closer, and some a little bit further away. So even though it can be like, oh, I gotta scooch forward or scooch away, that makes a difference in the pose and helps you to relax a little bit more and allows a little nicer stretch. It's totally worth it. So for our arms here, so we can put our arms out into a T or maybe cactus arms. So that's with a bend in the elbows here, relaxing the backs of the hands. Now, just being careful of this one here. As long as it feels okay for the shoulders, you can always put pillows underneath the hands if you'd like as well. So seeing what works for you. And always feeling free to pause the video if you find that you want to stay a little bit longer in any of the poses here. Allow the body to soften, the hips to relax down. Just a few more breaths. Really allowing the jaw to relax here and even the ears. I know it may seem kind of funny to say relax the ears, but there's tension that can get built up here around the ear, connecting in with the jaw. Allowing any tension to leave with our exhale. Just 2 more breaths. And then nice and slowly, we'll start to bend a knee or two. And we can heel toe our feet back together. Again, we can draw our arms along our sides. And just finding a little release here. So whether the knees are swaying from side to side or hugging the knees in, maybe even making some circles if you have some space to make some circles here with the knees. If making circles, making sure to go in both directions. And then back to center. So we can ground our feet. Now for our next pose, we're going to move into our figure 4. So for figure 4, you can always do an option with the feet on the ground instead of the wall for you, and I'll demo that for you as well here. Now for figure 4 on the wall, whoa, some messages here with the lights. So for our figure 4 here, we'll start, unless you're very comfortable with this pose and you've done it before. So the shins and the thighs are 90 degrees here to one another. And so we're going to extend our right leg out. We're going to lift up our left foot, flex our left foot. And we're just going to open up that left hip. So we're just going to draw our left ankle to our right thigh. Now here, sometimes the hips will want to swivel out. Seeing if you can keep the hips nice and even. Now, option to keep that right leg extended or starting to bend that right knee. If you find you need a little bit more of a stretch, and thinking our left thigh away. So opening up that left hip. Holding here. Now you can always draw your hips a little bit closer to the wall. You can scooch the hips a little closer. If you find, I'm just not really getting a stretch or not feeling it, go ahead and scooch the hips closer to the wall. So this is your figure 4 on the wall. So if you're comfortable here, stay here, or if you'd like to see the figure 4 off the wall. So it's just with feet, that right foot will be grounded. And holding here. So whichever one feels most comfortable for you. So here, drawing our breath into the left hip, keeping a flex in that left foot, helping to protect that left knee. Keep a nice even flow of breath. Just a few more breaths here. And if that right knee is bent and the right foot's on the wall, just extending that right foot and extending our left foot here. We're just going to allow a little release. And the same thing if your feet are, or that right foot is on the ground for figure 4 here, releasing out of figure 4, allowing a release. You can sway the knees from side to side with grounded feet, or hugging the knees in and a rock from side to side. We're just going to set up for figure 4 on our opposite side. So here with grounded feet, we're just going to extend our left leg out, allow the hips to soften down, lift up with our right foot here, flex the right foot, right ankle onto the left thigh. Now maybe this is your figure 4 here, or if you need more, starting to bend that left knee just as much as comfortable. Remember, you can always do it so that that left foot is on the ground here as well. So encouraging the right thigh open, just nice and gentle, and flexing the right toes. Find a place for our arms. And finding our breath, softening our breath, allowing our body to let go. Our breath flowing into the right hip. Nice even flow of breath. Sometimes when we're working in the hips, with the hips, different emotions can get stuck within the hips throughout our life. And sometimes when we stretch our hips, some different emotions that have been stuck start to come up and we start to feel them again. Just become aware of them and then letting them go. Just a few more breaths here. Now, if our left knee is bent, we're just going to extend the left leg and we're going to release our right ankle. And the same thing if the feet are grounded, if you're not using the wall for this figure four. A little sway from side to side with the knees or hugging the knees in and making some circles with the knees. And then back to center. Now we're just going to come into a twist. We're just going to draw our hips over to the right and then walking our feet over to the left. This is where we can add a pillow underneath the knees. And you can also add a pillow or cushion in between the knees. So making it nice and comfortable, nice and supported. You can put your arms out into a T, or maybe the left hand is on the right thigh. We can look towards the sky or over to our right hand and just making sure the upper body is nice and comfortable. Finding our breath. Oh, hello. Hello, lights. They're joining us again. They were just very relaxed earlier. Allowing those thighs, the hips, the legs to really relax here. Nice even flow of breath. No pain or strain. Just 3 more breaths. Allow the shoulders to relax away from the ears. And nice and slowly we'll draw our eyes back to center. We'll slowly draw our feet back up to center here as well. We're going to line our hips back up. Take a breath here. And then draw our hips over to the left. And then allow our knees to fall towards the right. And you can always adjust your seat bones further away from the wall there if you'd like. Can have a pillow in between the knees as well, if comfortable. We can extend our left arm out, maybe the right out, or maybe the right on the left thigh. We can look towards the sky or over to our left hand. Just a few breaths here. No pain or strain, always adjusting if needed. Allowing the legs to really relax here. Allowing them to let go. 2 more breaths. And nice and slowly, eyes back to center. Slowly drawing the knees back up to center. You can align the hips back up and just taking your time, there's no rush. Maybe extend the legs here. Maybe a little reach of the arms. Just taking a little stretch before coming back up to a seated position. Can bend our knees and just drawing our feet over to one side, allowing us to roll to one side. Take a breath here. Then that top hand helping to draw into the earth to lift us back up. Hello. Hello to you. So we're just going to find an easy seated position here. And we're just going to take a few breaths in an easy seated position. So sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders back and down. And just taking this moment, it's kind of like a savasana. So just taking this moment in the easy seated position to allow our body to really take in the practice that we have done. Allow ourselves to keep this breath, this soft, relaxed breath. Just a few more breaths here. Thank you so much for coming to this practice today, for taking the time to stretch and release to come back to your breath. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, maybe subscribe to the channel if you'd like, and you can hit the bell notification and it'll let you know when new videos are up. Hope you enjoy your day. Until next time, mwah! Bye!